Yesterday evening I found a veritable feast of stupid, and I'm going to be talking about that. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is the St. George's Day riot, and I'm going to give you some advice about police horses. I'm Granniopteryx. And I found this article in GB News, and I'll play you some of it now, and we'll go through it. And there will be a link in the description, and that is a very important link. I do urge you to take a look at that. But let's just get on with this.
Expected to take place on Richmond Terrace off Whitehall, which is near Downing Street, basically, for anyone that's not familiar with London. Anyway, the police said, we believe those planning to attend include far-right groups and groups linked to football clubs travelling from elsewhere in the UK.
Right, so you see, far-right. Everybody, there's Hamza Yosef, when asked about the problems with his latest idea of a law, said, well, the only people who are objecting are on the far right. This is, the words have become meaningless now. And football groups, football supporters, there's nothing like the working classes of this country being put down by the so-called intelligentsia, is there? Anyway, let's carry on.
Well, you can imagine everyone was desperate for it all to kick off. You can just imagine how many people would have been lined up there, absolutely desperate.
Just look at this terrible crowd. Look at the drums and the fireworks going off. Look at the genocidal posters. Just look. Well, what? Oh, well, let's pretend there were genocidal posters. Let's pretend there were drums and fireworks. That makes things a lot easier for us intelligentsia, doesn't it? Let's carry on.
For something to go horribly wrong. I've got to say, look, I'm showing you a bit of footage now. So this is from the area where they were allowed to stand, everybody, in this free country, a designated area where they were allowed to stand. Anyway, it didn't take too much time before the next set of images started coming through. This one was actually tweeted out by the Metropolitan Police. What you can see there, if you ask me anyway, is the police, they're kettling in people that are attending.
I want to talk about kettling because I was on the countryside marches. And the first one, it was quite a reasonable event. But the second one, the police had obviously been given instructions and they started kettling us. And it was perfectly obvious that they were trying to provoke an ill-tempered reaction from the crowd. You could see that. There were hundreds of thousands of people there, and they were pushing them into smaller and smaller areas, and you could see they were trying to provoke a riot. It was absolutely obvious, but there wasn't one. I saw one incident where a girl on our side, a young woman with red hair, I remember that, she was on our side, and what they'd done is they divided the crowd for some completely, well, it looked like an incomprehensible reason until you realised what the police were trying to do. They had split the crowd into two sections. So there was a big wide area in the road that had nothing in it. And that girl saw that her friends were on the other side. So she climbed the barrier to get to her friends. And this policeman came racing down the open area, screaming at us, and was like, "Oi, get back," or something like that. And he did a rugby tackle on her. And she was like, I don't know what, 5'2", 5'3". She was a slip of a thing. And this great big burly copper came racing towards her and decked her. And then hauled her off. It was a disgrace. And again, I'm quite sure that part of that was to provoke a reaction from the crowd. But country people are used to disciplining themselves. There is no better teacher for self-discipline than the weather. and the elements generally, which is what country people have to deal with all the time. So nothing happened, but you could see the police were trying to do it. And here they're kettling these people, and I'm pretty sure they just wanted a reaction so they'd get some good optics. Right, let's carry on.
This event because, heaven forbid, they had the audacity to step out of the pink shaded area where they'd been allowed.
Hang on, look, they've all gone back now. Some broke through that police line. They've all gone back now. There's nobody else coming through, and this police horse is being ridden into that area where the police horse could have stayed there in the event of another breakout. But no, it was pushed through.
To stand.
Look, there's no need for that at all. And the other one, the black one.
I've got another perspective on this one as well. You can see now, this is filmed directly from the other side of that police cordon there, really. And I look at that and I think, is there any need?
No,
is there really?
She's right. There was absolutely no need for those horses to be there. They could have been outside waiting. A lot of people will have not gone forward because a lot of people are afraid of horses, and with good reason. Okay.
Was there any need to kettle these people? There
was probably no need to kettle them, and there was certainly no need for the horses to be pushed through that police line.
There really any need to go charging in with that horse? I've got a strap, a text box running, so you can't actually see the bottom of that screen. But there was just three fellas standing there against the wall when that police horse kind of charged in like that. Apparently, someone else walloped one of those horses with an umbrella, and if that is indeed true, then of course I don't condone that.
Never hit a horse. Never ever hit a horse. It's a very foolish thing to do. Well, no, I can say sometimes a trainer will hit a horse for a reason, but it's got to be a pretty severe reason. Horses bite each other to discipline each other, so they are aware of the quick smack as a punishment. They take that literally in their stride. But if you don't know what you're doing, hitting a horse is probably a foolish thing to do. The horse is, I don't know how many times your weight, and it's also a lot faster than you. If you hit a horse, the horse can react a lot quicker. So, yeah. Now, I made a video about what to do if you're being pushed by a horse. It was in the context of the Mounties, who went into the crowd of demonstrators during the Freedom Convoy. And if you're thinking of being involved in horses in any way, you should look at that video, and I'm leaving a link in the description. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I'm going to carry on with the rest of this video where some total stupid idiot, no, sorry, how can I say that about another human being? Where some intellectual fool starts sounding off about Tommy Robinson. But I'll get to that in the next video, or this will be too long. As I say, I have a slightly underperforming upload at the moment, and I've got to keep things short. Right. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com, and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.